Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile, Archnemesis League 3.17. In this episode, many viewers have been asking me, what should they do if they don't have a Mageblood? So, I have prepared today the full thing, an entire path of building, an entire build, an entire POB without a Mageblood. And I'll start the video off by saying, yeah, it's pretty awkward to get the attributes, the reses, the chaos, everything you need while still doing all the cool shit you want to do in this build. So here I will present it now, and there will be a link in the description below to this path of building, and then look forward to a new updated video for my animate guardian, because I have tested some new stuff and I'm really excited to share it. Let's get into this POB though. So it's really insane. We'll start it off with, it's 97 POB, so I think that you can get to 97 pretty easily with Coward's Trial Curse Crypt. It's this T16 map that's pretty cheap. It's like 25C, and people do them in rotations, which is a group of people, and they do it where they have more than 4 waves. You can see how it has more waves if you Divine Orbit, and this is really good XP. So pretty much, I think you should be able to get to 97 pretty easily. You can do groups, but then you have this 97, you want to play Carrion Golem, and I have made a tree. You're rocking 2.8 million damage, 58k on the Carrion, and there's 2.8 million per. So then we're down here, 11.5 with just the Carrions, the 4 Carrion Golems. That's really good. And then our defenses, 4200 life with the 80 chaos with the Divine Flesh. Now I will say, I was able to fit. Whoops. I was using that for Kingmaker. I was able to fit the attributes, the reses, right? So attributes, reses. This would be extremely difficult with deck spaces and trying to go for spell suppression too. I quickly noticed that either I have to get more attributes somewhere else, maybe clusters, maybe tree, something. Better gear. Otherwise, I have like a chest plate, another suffix helmet. These things could help to free up space to allow you to get spell suppression, but on first glance, it seems pretty difficult to fit the res, the attributes, and spell suppression. And then on top of that, when you roll this body armor for the +2 that I have a video on how to roll a +2 body armor with the active skill gems and the intelligence gems with a fasted fossil, this is harder to craft if you use a deck space. It's twice as hard. So with an astral plate armor base, it's actually easier. So then you can't even get spell suppression on an armor base, by the way. So yeah, no spell suppression except for the quartz flask. And then 9% on a glove implicit that you can get because of the new influence currency. So now I'll go through it. So in this build, we got the we got the Anima Stone, Harmony. You have 2 Harmonies, and then I stacked Eminences because I didn't want to put in the new jewel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Forbidden Jewel is the new drop from the new boss. There was room to fit these, but I don't want to put this in there because, well, I took out Mageblood, so why would I put in another ridiculous thing? So I put in Eminences instead to show that you can just stack these for extra damage after you have the 2 Harmonies. And then the 1 Watcher's Eye is Fizz damage reduction and armor determination, because we have determination in the build. Not necessary, it's just defenses, it's pretty nice. And then for the large clusters, I went Renewal of Feasting Fiends, Vicious Bite. The mediums are Renewal, Dread March. And then, yeah, I went 2 Harmonies, a bunch of Eminence, and we went a Glorious Vanity Zabakwa. So I've been telling a lot of people to do this. Glorious Vanity Zabakwa, in the name of Zabakwa. So what this does is, you can divine it, and it changes the roll to different ones. There's like Ahuana, Zabakwa, Doriani, and when you get Zabakwa, it makes the keystone into Divine Flesh, and you can use this. So be careful, because all damage taken bypasses Energy Shield. You no longer have Energy Shield defending you, and half of the elemental damage is taken as Chaos, and then it's taken against this 80% chaos. And so this upgrades our defenses. It also messes up enemies who have penetration, like Uber, Ziri, Shaper, etc. It's really good for Simulacrum because of penetrate. I really like Divine Flesh, and this was a defense I was recommending. Now, while I'm on the topic of defense, I actually made a second page. So we have these items, and for weapons, I just went to +2 attack speed, so this is literally like a cooldown point. 2 cooldown points is basically this. You can also multi for trigger attack speed instead. Actually, I was supposed to have that, but my POB has crashed like 14 times. So I have to keep adding changes I've made, and they keep not saving, and it kind of sucks. So I'll add this one right now, because I already did this, but it deleted it again, and I thought it was already there, but I started recording, and apparently, well, it's not here. So apparently I lost that one in the crash too. Let me just make a copy before it crashes during the recording, and does it again. Okay, so then my change would have been trigger. That's it. Craft trigger. And then because I put the weapons, weapon 1, desecrate, life tap, flesh offering, so that you can automate your offering. There's only one downside though. This is 8-second trigger, and the flesh offering is 5 seconds and increases by 1 second per corpse consumed. So this is basically a 10-second flesh offering at max, and it triggers every 8 seconds. So if it doesn't consume 3 corpses, it won't be up all the time, so that's a problem. So you need it to consume at least 3 corpses with this trigger, where the other one with a 4-second cooldown is way better. That's, yeah, but it's way more expensive to get the Veil version. And then I wanted to show you, I have damage and I have tank setup. So you can see how you go from 2.8, which is 11.5, and you go down to 2.3 with 9.3. So you lose some damage, but then you gain a Saphals. And how good is a Saphals? Well, not only do you have the 20 spell dodge, you also get 4 max all res, which works with the Zabakwa to raise your chaos res, to help you for the Divine Flesh. And so this is really tanky. It's not only it's 20% spell mitigation and also max res. It's sick, dude. It's really sick. It's a really strong shield, and you can even get a corrupted version, and you can go for these mods like spell dodge. You can get block, which wouldn't work. You can get Fizz taken as chaos, which I recommend with this one because you're raising your max chaos to such a high number. It's best to take physical and take it as chaos damage if you can, and that will increase your physical defenses even more. Then I also wanted to show something else. So we have the damage setup, and this is the links. So Ruthless, no Impale, we're Skitterbots, Unbound Ailments, and this is Divergent if you can for the increased effect, Anomalous for AoE if you can, move speed if you can't get the other 2 Anomalous. Regular Defiance Banner you can go for Anomalous, but it's expensive. Divergent Desecrate for the extra corpse. Divergent Flesh Offering for attack speed. Spectre can have extra melee damage and minion life, but 2120 of Anomalous is more expensive. A 21 Zombie is fine, but you can also go for a 2120 of the regular one because it has the extra life. Animate Guardian, you want to get the Divergent. I was supposed to switch this, I forgot. Messed up. Well, actually, I switched this and it didn't save again. This is another one where I've already switched it and it didn't save, dude. Okay, and then we have, yeah, so the Animate Guardian with this amulet should actually gain, with Divergent, it actually gains more levels than a 21. It gains more life than a 21. I can show you this. So if you go to Animate Guardian, 129 with the Divergent, if you were regular 021, 116. So it's actually better to go for the Divergent 129. It's insane. And it's actually, I think it's cheaper too, and then you just level it up yourself. And yeah, there was a 21 minion damage for no reason. You get the quality on Flame Dash as well. Determination, you want that for the AoE. Pride is free with Eternal Blessing until the next patch. I have a video on it, and you use Anomalous Eternal Blessing for the increased area of effect, and you use the normal for the area of effect. You get 100 AoE on the Pride. The Pride in your build looks like this. It's disgusting. 86 radius on a Pride. You've never seen such a big Pride. It's also because in here, instead of mana reservation efficiency of skills on this mastery, I actually took area of effect of aura skills. We took less mana reservation. This one, compared to mine, doesn't have haste. Immortal Call, cast some damage taken, and then Vitality. I re-added that to the build, that's why it doesn't have quality, and then a level 10 Precision to show that you can have that. In this one specifically, you don't really have issues with accuracy, but the crit's still nice. But the accuracy can be nice if your minions get blinded, or if the enemy's more evasive, or whatever. And then I wanted to show you one more thing. You go into POB, and this damage is based on no Cyrus. Oh no, Ethan, it's going to lose so much damage against Cyrus because you don't have Impale. Watch this, guys. 2.8. Cyrus. 2.8. We do true damage to Cyrus. We don't lose any damage against bosses. We are a bosser. Welcome to Carrion Golems. So this is the stats from the Animate Guardian. I'll go through him real quick. The Spectres give me the powers and the frenzies. I got the 2 Carnage Chieftains for frenzy charges from Old Fields Act 2, and the 2 Host Chieftains from Ashen Fields Act 7. You get your 4 Spectres when your Spectre Gem reaches level 25. In this one it's 28, so you're good to go because of the plus levels from the Wands and the Amulet. So then you can use these 4. You get the 4th Host Chieftain at 25. And then the Animate Guardian, I'll be making a whole video about the Animate Guardian again for 3.17, updating it all. But for now, this is what I recommend. The glove is a corrupted glove with vulnerability, curse on hit. The boot is a new currency implicit modifier, brittle ground, while moving for double crit. So this is Searing Exarch. I'm going to make a video about it. Don't worry, I got you. I'll make a video. But it's Searing Exarch, Burning Ground, I believe. It makes sense to, or brittle. Wait a minute, I think I fucked it up. I have to look it up now because I just messed it up in the recording. God damn it. Now we're doing it live. But basically it's brittle ground because brittle ground makes 5% brittle on the enemy, and 5% brittle is like 5% base crit, and the 5% base crit is our minions have 5% base crit actually to start. And so when you give them another 5%, it's like doubling their crit. So you can actually see base 5 times 9.12 equals 45.6. So if you had 10, you get their crit chance up to like 90%. Just because of that. This isn't accounting that this also has a bottled faith with you can do is enemies on consecrated ground, and you actually get, I think you get a little bit from that too, right? Oh, it doesn't count on the minions. Is that you? It's you. Okay, so it's only the increased damage taken from a bottled faith. They really did kill the crit. Damn. That feels bad, dude. Okay, back to this. Boot. I think it's Searing Exarch. Yeah. I was right. Okay, good. So Searing on, if you didn't know, on PoEDB, this is where I look up my shit. This is the database for PoE. This is where you would normally do like boots, and you have your crafts right with the different influences, and you've probably looked at this list. But then what you haven't seen is there's 2 new ones. So next to the Val Orb implicit, you know how you normally get the Val Orb, you can do Searing Exarch or Eater of Worlds and see the new implicits. And so for this one specifically, I show you Searing Exarch, and then this one. And so these are the ones I'm looking at. Basically, my point here is I did this one. Brittle ground lasts 4 seconds. You can do 3 and 2, but it's really short, and you can just buy the 4 from trade. This is what I did, because I realized it would cost a lot to roll it myself. This is going to be a whole video, by the way, but it would be a lot to roll it myself, and it's like 10-15C, where if you tried to craft this yourself, you're using Grand Eldritch currency, and just to show you real quick, they're 12 per X. And I showed you how many mods there were. This is just that one. There is 143,200 if you use an item level 75 plus. And then also in this one though, it breaks it down that brittle ground of that one, this one, is these weightings. But I think you can only hit the first 3 because it's lesser, greater, grand. So obviously we would half the rolls. And it's 1,800. So 70,000. 1,800 to 70,000 is quite a lot of grand Eldritch Embers. My point, just buy it for 10 to 20 C. Back to the video. Sorry. Notes. So brittle ground can double your crit and double your damage. So the animate guardian boot is pretty fucking insane. Video coming soon, I promise. Garb of the ephemeral body armor for the anti-crit, and the action speed can't be slowed for you. Nearby enemies can't deal crits. And then helmet. Item level 85 Elder Helmet with the mod nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage suffix. You can roll this with Jagged Fossils if you want, or alterations. And then a Kingmaker for the crit multi and the culling and the fortify. It's pretty sick. That's my animate guardian. Those are my specters. I'll continue going through the links now. We have Spectre, told you those. Feeding Frenzy for the buff and aggressive. Maim. And then Zombie. We got our Animate Guardian with Minion Life and Flame Dash. You might not need the Minion Life if you can socket this in a ring with +1 or +2 gems like I did. But for now, you can put it with Minion Life to make sure it's safe. If it's safe, you don't even need the Minion Life, especially with my build. And then Determination. You have Pride for free. Immortal Call. Automated. Why this? People will ask why this instead of Molten Shell. This is automatic. It's AFK. It's consistent. You don't have to do it, and it blocks volatile flame bloods, where Molten Shell doesn't. Well, Molten Shell does, but I mean it doesn't get automated. Like you can't cast and damage taken a Molten Shell for a volatile flame blood. It's like a bug. Vitality for the regen and precision. It's sick. How did I gain I turned this on. I was like, how did I gain damage? And then for the items, yeah, I told you the +2 minion attack speed. The helmet is an Elder Carrion Golem enchant. And then this is Minion Life 20, so it's an item level 80 plus, and it's crafted with Pristine Fossils for the Minion Life 20 and Max Life. You could also use Life Crafts and Harvest. The chestplate is a +2 body armor, active skill gems, socketed intelligence gems. This is made with my body craft, so if you don't know, on my stream, you can go to my stream and just type the command for this. It's literally just !body, but you can also find the video. I'll show you that real quick. +330 likes, 12 dislike. We got +2 body armor for Carrion Golem and final Spectre setup, and yeah, I show you how to craft it in here with the 4-socket resonator, and it only takes an average of 2 tries and was like 3.5 to 4x or something usually. Okay. Then we have the glove. So again, this has the new influence. So don't worry about that for a sec. The glove is just reses, attributes, life, and then if you have an open prefix, you can craft minion damage. The boot is move speed, chaos res, strength, and life, and then open prefix, craft frozen. So I think on both of these, you wouldn't really be aiming for the attributes, but on this gear, you would try to get attributes wherever you can, because it can free up spaces in other parts of your gear. Like I showed, there's the open suffix on the chestplate and the open suffix on the helmet. This is pretty big, and so it may be that you don't get them on these specific pieces, but in general you're going to need the 180 strength, the really high, the 70-90 dex, and the 240 intelligence. So make sure you cover your attributes as well. Oh, and the implicits you can roll. You don't have to, but you can get minion damage on the implicit with the new influence Eldritch Currencies, and you can also get spell suppression. You don't need the spell suppression because you don't have the other 91%, and I don't think it's that good without 100%. It's decent. It's kind of, it reminds me of like a glancing blows block, but you don't have 100%, and it's yeah, so it's really inconsistent and bad. And then this is I got the implicits of move speed, and life regen. Really cool, really sick. The enchant from Lab, and then implicits from the new Eldritch currency. And the cannot be frozen is actually a Rin craft from the June Unveil. So in game, you have June, and then it's Rin. So it would be this person. Alright, you have to unveil from her a special Rin veil. You can buy that off trade. Ashes of the Star is fucking sick, bruv. I highly recommend Ashes of the Stars in this build. It's really sick. Unset Ring, Life, Res, and you can craft a minimum endurance charge as a suffix. This is June Unveil again. Minimum endurance charge. So we have 2 endurance charges in the build forever. And then you can actually go for an Elder or Hunter belt. And this would also be crafted with Pristine Fossils or Life crafts in Harvest. So you got the Life, Percent Life, and Fire Chaos, which is lucky. And then your Ghastly Jewel, main priority is T1 Taunt, T1 Blind, and you want the 6 and 8, and then Life. That's the priority list. I don't prioritize minion damage. Minions deal physical damage because they do... the way the levels works is Carrion Golem gains base damage per level. So if they were a low level, flat damage added is good, but because they're a high level, they already have high flat damage, so adding more, like, small flat damage doesn't do much. But if they were level 20, then it would be huge. That's the... oh yeah, and then I have instant Life Flask with Bleed Immune, and then I did the Use on Full Bottled Faith, Use on Full Increased Duration Armor Granite, Use on Full Quartz Flask with Shock Immune and Increased Duration, and then Quicksilver with move speed and duration. You could also do the shock on the Quicksilver or the shock on the granite and the armor on the other. Doesn't really matter, I don't mind. And then there's one final thing I want to show you, that when you complete the campaign, you get a craft, and you may not know that you even have the craft because they gave it to us at different spot again. You get these enchantments, so you can actually craft on a flask, use when the charges reach full for only 5 of the Instilling Orbs and 5 Glass Blowers Baubles, and I recommend doing this instead of doing... instead of using them on your own randomly, because look how many there are, and so it's more than 5. So if you want this one specifically, you should just craft it. That's my recommendation. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps people who don't have a Mageblood. I hope this helps give people direction on what they should do. This, I would say, is like the middle ground between what I presented earlier and all the stuff I've done, and then the current build with the Mageblood. I don't think it's as tanky because obviously you don't have the spell suppression, and you don't have the brass dome, and you don't have the Mageblood Ellie flask reduction, obviously. But you have Zabakwa, and you can go into Asaphals while still doing really good damage. You can just go to the tank setup, and it actually looks really solid. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this works out for you. I hope you like this build. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see if we can hit 70 likes on this video in one day. Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. And thank you to anyone new who joins the channel. And make sure to hit that bell to get extra notifications. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!